Hi there, friends. Welcome to Parkscapes podcast, a podcast where we talk everything theme parks, cruise lines, and experiences around the world. Welcome to our first official episode.
Yay!
We made it!
We did.
Hope you enjoyed our pilot, and yeah, let's go. It's the very first episode.
Yes. Quick disclaimer before we full on launch into content. So platforms that we're gonna be uploaded on, we're still waiting to get approved by Apple Podcasts and by Spotify. So everything's just gonna be on YouTube until all of that goes through, and then we'll update everything there as well. And now let's talk about last week's trivia. The answer was, drumroll please. Oh, it's so lackluster. But it was Mary Blair. So let us know in the comments how you did, and if you know who that amazing Imagineer legend is. And yeah, awesome. All right, Andrew.
Another disclaimer. There's going to be so many disclaimers. We should have a disclaimer count. Another thing is we apologize for not being able to upload earlier this week. We're going to start uploading hopefully on Friday. So when you are going to the Disney over the weekend, you should be able to listen to us on your way to the parks. So yeah, we're just going to be uploading on Fridays. From now on. We apologize for just the lack of communication on our part, but we were just swamped with schoolwork, and school comes before this. As much as we love this, we just want to make sure that our academics are coming before this. So we're going to be focusing on that, and we're going to be releasing on Fridays. Now, you might be wondering why the whole entire angle shifted to this empty chair.
Well, we have our first special guest today, and her name is Ms. Kayli Bowen, and she's fabulous, she's awesome, she's wonderful, she loves all things Disney, and she's my big.
Oh my goodness! Let's poof her in. Get ready. Poof! Oh my goodness, it's Kayli!
Wow.
Say hi, Kayli.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks.
You might be realizing that she's holding her phone because I don't have a mic for her.
It's true. I did kind of just say, I'm going to come over now because I was driving Liz and I said, hey, what if I just come over? You can't stop me. So now I'm here.
Yay!
Yeah, it's currently 11:22 p.m.
On a
and
Thursday
we're
night.
just starting. So let's get right into it. Kayli, how do you know us?
So I also am in the marching band and I'm also in the fraternity. So I'm Liz's big. And I was actually the vice president of membership for Andrew. And also we both play saxophone. So
Yeah.
I texted you over the summer and then we started talking about Disney right off the bat.
It was
so.
yeah. We're like this now, it's fine.
It's true.
And you're technically fraternal siblings.
Oh, we
As
are.
well.
All of
That
us,
is true.
yeah.
We're part of
Don't-
this amazing family tree
You'll
with
see
a
it
lot of people.
A
You'll
lot of
meet-
Disney lovers.
Yes.
It's true.
You'll meet them eventually.
Eventually.
But yeah. Anyways, let's jump straight into news. So, very first thing is Epcot has a new rope drop procedure for early entry because Cosmic Rewind now is a standby line only along with Lightning Lane. And when this standby line went into effect, it peaked around 175 minutes on the very first day during the week. Yeah, I know, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's lingering between 45 to 75 minutes, and over the weekends it can get up to around 2 hours. What do you guys think?
Okay. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I still think that virtual queue is fine, though. I don't know if they
get
should
it.
have taken it away.
I get where you're coming from.
It's
but,
just easier, except for when you go to do the queue at 7 a.m. and then get the the first round of boarding groups and you live an hour away and you haven't gotten ready. That happened to me. Was not fun. We were sprinting through the park in the rain. It was terrible. But if you get it and you get a late boarding time, at least you know when you're gonna get on the thing.
What if I told you for Guardians you could show up whenever you wanted to?
Okay, well, I love Disney, but I also don't go to Disney very often anymore. So I didn't
She
know
chose
that.
to build a computer instead of getting an annual
It's
pass.
true.
With
Correct.
her little.
Some
It's
might
up
call
there,
me-
Steve. Top answer on the board.
Some might call me a bit of a gamer. Nobody calls me that. But I do really love that computer. So I can't say that I don't. I get confused sometimes with double negatives, guys. I can't say that I don't regret it.
I get it. Yeah. The park or Annual passes do get expensive. Day passes are very expensive. Like right now for a park hopper, it is $250. That is a lot for one day. And then if you want to get into lightning lanes and then food, and then you're probably going to get merchandise, it's a very expensive.
Don't even get me started on like lightning lanes and stuff. I just feel like getting a pass nowadays, it just feels like they don't care about you a whole lot as annual pass holders and stuff. They took away Fast Pass, which they shouldn't have, because that was amazing. And that was like, I feel like one of the things that Disney had over Universal is that their like skip the line passes were in some part included. And now that they've taken them away, I think Universal is like kind of ahead of them, honestly.
I know
you don't like that answer, Liz,
yeah, I was about to say I can hear the steam coming out of Liz's ears. But
I think
more on
it's
that
true.
later.
Like, I think especially like the theme parks in themselves have just become more and more of a cash grab, but I feel like in Disney it's been pretty bad.
I would say I agree with some points with the constant having to buy certain things to get your way or having a good time in the park. But Fast Pass Plus was its own monster when it was a thing, because you're guaranteeing every single person in the park 3 rides in that skip the line. And you basically built the monster. If you guys have watched the Defunct Land Fast Pass video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But they literally built a monster that they couldn't get rid of. And COVID was the perfect killer for it. That's what and by having that paywall, people that show up for whatever amount of time, go to Epcot or go to Animal Kingdom where the waits aren't that long. The only time that I would ever buy Lightning Lane would be for Magic Kingdom or what's the other park? Hollywood Studios, because those rides are always having long waits, and it is rough in those parks when you don't have it. Now, I do like the single rider line for Rock and Roller Coaster and Rise of Resistance. Those literally saved us to get on those rides. But other than that, you're not given many options. So, anyways, stanchions were also strategically placed within the Guardians of the Galaxy queue, because if you've been there, people just love trying to beat Usain Bolt's record of getting to the ride as quickly as possible.
I'm guilty of that one.
The thing is with me is like it became a problem because people are getting in the mindset of I can skip around 100 to 150 people in one shot. But the thing is, like, it's dangerous. Like you should never be running through an attraction like that. Like,
and the payoff is not that great. I mean, because how many cars are in the Guardians coasters?
There's 5 per
5
train.
times 4 people, right? Yeah.
So you get 20 people per car.
So like by the time you skip that 120 people, it's not even that much.
And they're dual loading.
Like,
so
chill.
I was just reminded of when I was running through Animal Kingdom and got yelled at by a cast member. I was trying, Expedition Everest had been down, and I was trying to get in the line while it was still like 10 minutes, and then this lady was like, please don't run, and I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But here's my story about Cosmic Rewind. So I actually went to the park after it got out of its standby. You guys might have seen on Instagram stories. We're going to start doing Instagram stories as well.
I just need to address that really quick. He didn't tell me he was going to the parks.
I don't want to make you mad.
That's fine. I couldn't have gone anyway. I had work. But I opened Instagram and bro's in Animal Kingdom. And I knew I had a monster shift waiting for me later that day. And I was like, wow, this is depressing. And so then I'm watching all of his lovely stories while I'm running the floor machines at Publix. Like, oh.
Sorry if you just heard crackling. I'm just trying to figure out how to hold this microphone. It's so tiny. I'm sorry about that, but I hope you enjoy. You doing okay?
Kayli likes to eat microphones and blow into microphones.
Oh, gosh. Anyways.
You're welcome, future Andrew, who has to edit all of this.
Correct. You might be hearing a little thing from me. Moving on, Tiana's Bayou Adventure also has no more virtual queue. The waits fluctuate between 15 to 65 minutes.
That's less than I thought it would be.
That's way less than I thought, but
okay, but it's cold. Like right now it's like 50 degrees out right now.
It's not cold, okay.
Okay, but for a water ride. grow up. Jeez.
No,
Anyways,
because I'm not a Floridian, but that's fine.
oh my gosh, it's so okay. But there's a difference between Floridian cold
It's
and
true.
northern cold.
It's
Like
true.
Floridian cold's wet.
The humidity makes everything like 50 times worse.
Yeah. Like I can deal with
Don't
dry
look at
cold.
me like that.
Like I can deal with dry cold. Like when I went up to New York, it was fantastic. It was
Yeah.
great. But when I'm down here in the same exact time or the same exact temperature and it's humid, absolutely not. I'm good. Anyways, Bluey is coming to the Disney parks and the Disney cruise lines and currently is debuting on the Disney Wonder. We got a very first look. It seems like they're going to be using either the Oceaneer Club or Animator's Palette to bring Bluey to life with different backdrops and all that kind of stuff. I hope that they bring Bluey to Disney's Hollywood Studios and that little Disney Junior area. It hopefully will revitalize that little animation courtyard area that Monsters, Inc. should have gone in, but...
Yeah, low-key, though. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That would have been a good
I
spot.
have such good memories of that place when I was
Me
little.
too. It was
Yeah.
a good
So
place.
nice.
Playhouse
Those-
Disney. Oh my gosh,
Like
guys.
Doc Mix. Wait, no.
Doc
Yeah,
Mix
Doc
Stuffins,
Mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophia
I used to
the
love,
First.
what is it, like JoJo's Circus?
Oh my gosh, I love JoJo's
I have
Circus.
a picture of me, like,
I don't know what that
this
is.
tall. I loved JoJo's
I ate
guys.
JoJo's Circus up.
Do you think he's just too young?
Yeah.
You're like a baby.
You know, low-key, though, like the 2 to 3 year...
We're
Well,
both-
no, the
we're
2 to 3
both-
year age
Liz and I
gap
are
is
like
crazy.
20, 21 years old.
I'm 21, she's 20. Let's clarify that.
I'm turning 21 in a month. Mm-hmm. Actually, a month to the day.
That's true.
But like, I have
He's
a
like
picture
18 still.
of
I'm
me
19.
about
When did you
this
turn
big
19?
in front of.
October. Homecoming parade.
That's insane.
Yeah, I had a parade for my
Okay,
birthday.
so still
baby.
freshly 19. So he just had a
JoJo's
baby. It's okay.
Circus.
JoJo's
I
Circus
have a
hits.
picture of me as a baby with like one of the lions,
too.
and I had a cup. I loved JoJo's
It was
Circus.
what restaurant was it at where they did character meet and greets? It was in
Hollywood
Hollywood
and
I
Studios.
Vine.
swear that it was just like out in the courtyard.
Hollywood and Vine.
There was a restaurant. It was character dining. I
Yeah,
have a
it's,
vivid memory
it's-
from
Okay,
Right
well,
next
I
to,
think I got the picture in
Or
the
Hollywood and
courtyard.
Vine. I forgot what it is. Anyways, let's Disney Junior talk.
Why?
Dinoland USA is going extinct.
Womp womp.
That's so sad.
And Triceratops spin. And today, this isn't on the script, Cementosaurus is also gone. If you guys saw the stories, you might have seen that every single carnival game seems to be gone. Just basically everything in that area is quickly going down as quickly as it can, so they can get started on construction. Also, Disneyland is going to be getting a Powerline Max popcorn bucket for 90s Night. 90s Night already happened. And my question is, where are our themed after hours?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, like really, guys. There's so many college students in this area. Like, there's UCF, there's UF, there's even FSU, for crying out loud. Like, all of us would drive.
Hours away.
If I went to FSU, God forbid, I would never
That's
do
a
that.
long
But if
drive.
I did, I would drive. I would drive for Disney. I'm saying
I mean-
USF. Like, there's so many college kids. Like, we would eat this stuff up, man. Like,
That's true.
I feel like Disneyland gets a lot more of these nights because every single one of their visitors is a magic key holder and they need to somehow make more money.
And that makes
by
sense.
giving them those nights where it's like nostalgia and stuff. Did you see the TikTok where the voice of Meg and the woman who played Belle on Broadway was doing karaoke in one of the
think so.
restaurants?
That's cool.
It was really funny. Also, another thing at Disneyland, a lot of new information came out for the Disneyland 70th anniversary. It's going to be starting May 16th. It's going to have a new World of Color show, a cavalcade, park decorations, a ton of different slew of things. And another thing with Disneyland is they're getting a lot of new stuff for Star Wars Night. Another thing that was announced is they're getting a Death Star light-up popcorn bucket.
I want that. Where is that for Hollywood Studios?
Remember Star Wars Weekends? Did you ever do Star Wars Weekends?
No.
See, you guys are just too old for that. You see, I can
I
play that
also
chick
haven't
now.
seen any of the Star Wars movies.
My heart.
How did I not know that?
Fun fact,
Guys.
my sister got really into Star Wars once, and my dad came home with like all 7 movies on Blu-ray in a pack, and we popped like the first one in, and I got bored and like turned around and faced the back of the couch and fell asleep. I was like, this is boring. So
Yikes. All right, next thing on the news
We'll fix
list is Hong Kong Disneyland is celebrating its 20th anniversary with a new parade called Friendtastic with an exclamation point at the end. It's also getting a new castle stage show, a 20th anniversary version of their popular nighttime spectacular Momentous. It's a really good show. Really highly recommend watching. And more. What do you guys think? Only turns 20 once, and I feel like they're really going all out for 20th.
Yeah.
This park's also been through like a lot of TLC. Like it was the first that got the World of Frozen. It's also getting we got a first look at one of the floats, or two of the floats. We got a look at the lead float, which is going to be themed to Hong Kong flowers, as well as an Encanto themed float. It has the casita on it, and it's going to have the characters on the front. Like,
That's really cool.
Yes.
and the merch design seems very 50th themed as well, like that iridescent.
I feel like
stuff.
20 is not as awesome as 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
25 even
Yeah.
would have made
I
more
can't
sense.
wait for. I love the 25th. Every single 25.
I
is
just
really
feel like
good.
20 is a weird increment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you guys went to Disneyland Paris, if you guys saw the fireworks show, that was for the 25th. If you guys
The
didn't
fireworks show wasn't even.
I don't think we stayed to watch it because Gator Band had an emergency uniform turn-in and we had to leave.
Oh. Anyways, fun fact: they've been to Disneyland Paris.
It's
I've
true.
been to Disneyland. So.
It's
Yes.
true.
On the back to the lightning lane thing that we were discussing earlier.
boy.
'Cause I remembered that, and when you said Disneyland Paris, I remembered. I will say, I think there's ways, especially at Disney World, where you can be super strategic and not need it and be fine. But I don't love it as much as I did Fast Pass, but I do like the individual option. Because like when we were in Disneyland Paris, we were like really crunch time. Like we had to pick between like two more attractions or before we left because of this said uniform crisis. And we just all agreed to Lightning Lane, one of the Crush Coaster, just so we could have that experience. That ride is fire.
I didn't get to ride it because the lightning lane was super expensive and the standby was like super long.
Yes, that is a hidden gem.
It
that
looked
needs to
like
be brought to
fun.
the States. It's amazing.
What if I told you it was an off-the-shelf ride that they built a building around?
They what?
It's you remember Primeval Whirl?
Yeah.
It's that
Yeah.
in a box, themed.
Well, anyway, it's
Primeval
amazing.
Whirl low-key scares me.
Glad you did go on Crush Coaster.
Did you ride the Indiana Jones?
That one is horrible.
The mouse or what are they called?
The one in France?
Yeah.
That ride was terrible.
That was so bad.
That is
Imagineers,
also an
please
off-the-
fix it.
Well, it was an
Please.
off-the-shelf ride. Fun fact: Disneyland Paris, then Euro Disneyland, really screwed over money for Disney. And Tony Baxter, the man, the myth, the legend, literally poured his heart and soul into that park, and it's incredible. Except the Indiana Jones coaster. The theming is incredible.
Scary.
But
Yes. Theming was amazing. Like all the nooks and crannies and like hidden little gems in that park, fantastic.
The track,
No. But like that ride,
so bad.
it
so
felt
bumpy.
like Disney, I love you. Please don't be angry at me for saying this, but it felt like knockoff theme park level like ride. Like
it is an off the
My
shelf
head
ride.
hurt when I got off
yeah.
because you go into a loop in this scary little rinkety like coaster. And
Yeah.
that's what it felt
Anyways, also another thing that Hong Kong Disneyland was like announcement that came out is Hong Kong Disneyland is getting 2 expansions to its park. It's going to have a Pixar themed one as well as a Marvel themed one.
like. That's awesome.
Their Tomorrowland is turning into just like another Avengers campus.
Oh.
So
I
they
don't know if
I
I
don't know
agree
if I
with
would
taking.
don't
they
think-
still
I
have
wouldn't-
Space Mountain.
I wouldn't sacrifice Tomorrowland for
I
Avengers.
agree.
Like I love Marvel, live off love Avengers Campus, but I would
It's
not
kind of like a
sacrifice-
mix of the two. Like they don't have Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. It's the same track, same like idea of having the guns shooting at targets, but it's Ant-Man and the Wasp themed. And then they also have, instead of Star Tours, they have an Iron Man experience where it's like you're with Iron Man flying through downtown Hong Kong.
Interesting.
kinda cool.
And then they're doing
is
an
kinda cool.
e-ticket ride behind Space Mountain that's going to be themed in Marvel. So it's kind of like a mishmash of the two. So it's not
Okay.
like you're getting rid of
Interesting.
Tomorrowland. I feel like if you ever watched Iron Man 2, like the World Expo theme, kind of like that.
Okay.
And then
I trust them.
I think they've had this on, like they announced this, I think like 2015, like when the park was 10.
Really? That's crazy.
And they've just been waiting and waiting and waiting.
That's
Because this
insane.
park seriously needed TLC. Like,
Yeah.
it has been in the trenches for the longest time, and it's finally getting the love it deserves. Next thing is Fast and Furious Supercharged is closing at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Finally.
Not here, Hollywood, not Orlando.
No.
Dang it.
I don't know what that is.
And it's the best ride in the world. It's fantastic.
Another reason I don't go to
not
Universal.
But a lot of people have been saying that Wicked might be replacing it.
That would be cool.
How do you want to do a Wicked ride? I'm sorry. Like, what?
That's true.
Okay, so fun fact: there used to be a Wicked Land in the parks. I think it was either Japan or I think it was Universal Studios Japan used to have a Wicked theme, like a Wizard of Oz land that got demolished to make another thing. But yeah, Wicked coming to the parks, and Universal also announced that they've already planned rides for every single park in their Orlando. At their Orlando resort, including Epic, which is still being built, not open yet.
I'm so
Where
excited.
is Wicked going? Like, guys, I don't think it's going to go to Epic. I think it's going to go to Studios.
Probably not. I mean, it makes the most sense in studios.
Yeah, I get that. Will Ariana Grande be able to hold my finger for a ride? Just like hold space.
She'll hold space for you.
Oh.
But they do have the Wicked experience in Universal, where it's like a
do?
little walkthrough of like some of the sets, and like you see some of the costumes, and then you can do a meet and greet with Elphaba and Glinda. I don't know how I feel about a meet and greet with Elphaba and Glinda.
That is kind of
makes me uncomfortable.
Interesting.
I think we need to do an episode of me experiencing Universal because I've really only been once, and I was 13. Shout out Allie McIntyre. But she was an interesting trip, so I think I need to go again.
Yeah.
But my hatred for some things is still very valid, and I stand on it.
Yeah, but it's still fun.
But
It's
like,
I feel like you need to give it a chance. By the way, fun
Yeah.
fact, breaking news from Parkscapes, we're going to be bringing Liz to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay for
We
the
are!
first time.
Yes. Elizabeth has never been to Busch Gardens. She has been to Carowinds in Charlotte, North Carolina / part of South Carolina. I've never been to Busch
Wait,
Gardens.
are you going to Busch Gardens for the first time? You literally live in Tampa.
Not for the first time. I haven't been since I was a kid because I'm kind of scared of heights. And so, like, I can do roller coasters at Disney and I can do roller coasters at Universal. But, like, low-key, the Busch Gardens ones scare me.
I'm getting her on Iron Gwazi.
I will cry.
Okay.
Is that the...
Okay, but the thing is...
So you hate me.
You can see my house from there. You can wave hi to my house.
That's weird.
Okay, anyways.
Oh,
sorry.
Iron Gwazi isn't that, like... It is a terrifying roller coaster. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I'm so excited.
which is the one that's... Do they still have the... Which is the one that used to have the wooden track?
Yeah, that's Iron Gwazi.
Oh, but they replaced it, right? That's
Yeah.
why it's called Iron now,
Yeah.
is because they put in the new track.
Because it's crazy.
That's really
Iron.
scary.
It's gator. It's crocodile themed.
Go Gators.
You're a gator. Okay, but the
I'm
thing is,
Have
you
you
at least have
ridden
to do it
Falcon's
once.
Fury?
Yes. Well, no, I haven't
You
done
will
it.
not get me on Falcon's Fury. I
have not done Falcon's Fury.
cry.
Why?
When I rode
What's
Tower
the
of
red
Ter-
design?
because I hate drop towers.
It's a
I
drop
had
tower?
It's a drop
It's a
tower.
drop
You
tower,
go
and
up, and then it tilts you
tilts
down your
you
head
and you
first.
watch
That
the
sounds
ground.
amazing.
You're crazy. I had a
Okay,
panic
there's a fine
attack
line here.
the first and only time that I rode the Tower of Terror, so I don't do drop ride towers
Wait,
anymore.
you don't like Tower of Terror?
No, I literally had a panic attack
Oh,
when I rode it. I don't like drop towers. I'm scared of heights.
I mean,
There's
I
so
think
much to unpack here.
The thing is, with Iron Gwazi, it is going so fast, and there's so many different elements to it, and it's more of a ride that you can't explain with video. Like, a lot of Disney rides, a lot of Universal rides, you can watch a video for it, and it's pretty much 85% of what you get.
That's true.
Iron Gwazi is more of the feeling that you get of being out of your seat, being, like, literally thrown around in every single direction. It is so exhilarating, like... I love that ride because of the feelings that, like, it is. I understand. After going on that ride, I understand why coaster enthusiasts are so crazy.
Would you ride King Dakar? Do you know what that one is? It's the one at like Six Flags where they like.
You mean the one that was just demolished? It's
Oh, they demolished it?
Yeah. Have you not seen the videos?
I don't keep up with.
Yeah, it was like really depressing. It was like the whole entire structure coming down and collapsing.
But don't they have across like the multiple Six Flags locations? Don't they have like multiple of them with different
I know
names?
Top Thrill 2 is a thing, but that is not open right now because they are struggling.
That thing looks terrifying. The fact that it sometimes doesn't even clear and it just goes back down.
Anyway, so Iron Gwazi, I love that ride. I understand why people love roller coasters so much, and I'm so sorry that I would never go on King Ka or Top Thrill Tour. This is like the
No.
cutscene to where I go on Top Thrill Tour too, or whatever.
See,
I will
that
ride
that
Iron
roller
Gwazi.
coaster terrifies me.
I
remember,
will be terrified the whole time. I will ride. I have a really funny story, actually. Sorry, I'm talking about myself now.
Oh my goodness.
I went on a school trip my senior year of high school to Six Flags over at Atlanta. I don't remember what the coaster was called, but it's basically like it basically goes up really high, and then the whole coaster is just a bunch of big bunny hops, and I was terrified because the hills were really high. And we got on, and we started going up the lift hill, and it stopped. And I thought I was gonna like freak out, but I wasn't that high. And then we were like going up and down, and it was awesome. And the people in front of me, they like had a water bottle, like a plastic water bottle. They let go, and we were like going down the hill, and I saw it in like slow motion, and it was coming in front of me. And I was like, I'm gonna grab it, and I grabbed it, and I had the water bottle for the rest of the ride. And we got off, and I handed it back to them and was like, "You dropped this." Coolest moment of my life. I will never.
That's my sib.
I will never top that.
that's my big.
I think about that every now and then.
I thought you were gonna say every day. I was like, dang.
That's a little bit too often. Every now and then, but
Gosh, that's crazy.
it was awesome. It was literally in like slow motion, and I watched, and I was like, I didn't grab that. I got it.
Gosh.
My dad did a very similar thing. I had I still have it at my house back in Tampa. It's this. Have you ever seen the hats where it's like the character head and then they have the ears on the side? Then like it's a Pluto one. It was
like the
yeah, and it's
Pluto
his
on the
eyes,
Disney
and then
one?
he has a little tongue sticking
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
bill.
yeah.
I had that hat on. It came off. My dad literally caught it on Splash Mountain in the dark tunnel.
King.
Like
That's
literally,
awesome.
like
That's crazy.
MVP, fantastic. Shout out, Dad, you do great.
Meanwhile, my dad on Dinosaur, he had our family book bag that we have used for every Disney trip since I was 5 years old. He had it at his feet. My lovely father, who is so sweet and smart in so many ways, did not
it get
think...
left 60,000 years ago?
He did not think that he should probably put the strap around his leg. And so in the in the middle of the ride, my
Put
dad...
the strap. You gotta do the
I know.
straps.
He leans over to me and he goes, the book bag fell.
You didn't like get a
Don't tell
cast
Mom, don't
member?
tell Mom.
But then I was like, are you serious? And he was like, wait, no. And then he leaned back and he was like, yeah, it's gone. I was like, Dad, are you kidding right now? Or are you being for real? And he was like, no, it's gone. And I was like, oh, it's okay. Disney's awesome though with their lost and found service. They got it back to us. All was fine. But it was really funny because thankfully nothing important was in there. But like, dog.
I feel like this is just becoming a thing where we talk about our dads at Disney.
Yes, Disney dads are such a vibe though. I love Disney
Another
dads.
thing about my dad, so as incredible as he is at catching hats, he is not incredible at holding tickets.
Oh no.
So your favorite ride, Tower of Terror, remember when they used to have like the little paper tickets and then like they would
Yeah.
have like the little pouch
For the
that you would
fast
put-
pass? Yeah.
So my dad had the little like big necklace thing. You know exactly where this is going. The little necklace thing, and it was like a little pouch that held all the passes. It came undone, and like, and with Splash, with Tower of Terror, like you see like the lights flashing, the elevator doors open. You see in slow motion just the tickets going into the air. And then, if you ever go on Tower of
so
Terror
much
and
noise.
you look down at your feet, you also realize that it's not solid. There are slits.
Oh, I didn't need to know that.
That's scary.
Our tickets were gone.
Great job, Andrew's dad. Woo!
I don't know if we ever got them back. I think we got them back. I'm still going to Disney, so we should have gotten them back.
I'm assuming so.
insane.
Yeah.
I just remember constantly just looking in the
Watch them
elevator
go.
with my dad.
That's so funny.
Yeah, anyways.
We love
sorry for
stories.
lore dropping with my dad.
Lore
Next
drop.
up on the news.
Disney Starlight.
Yeah, Disney's Starlight Dream the Night Away webpage is now live on the Walt Disney World website. It is the brand new nighttime parade. I was about to say spectacular. Nighttime parade coming to Magic Kingdom. The floats that we currently have revealed are Moana, Encanto, Pinocchio, the Disney princesses, as well as Frozen.
Frozen!
And
like
the
it.
Disney princess float is going to be themed to Mary Blair's artwork for Cinderella.
Let's go, Mary Blair. I love
I'm
it.
excited. We're finally getting a night parade at Disney again. And
When
I know
is it
why
set to debut? Do you know?
we just know summer.
Summer, okay.
I'm going to guess May 21st, 2025 for, that's my epic guess. Epic Universe guests, excuse me, because we have to keep that attendance from Epic Universe with our party.
Speaking of Epic Universe.
Oh boy,
I'm
we're
so
not there yet.
excited.
We're
Yeah,
almost there.
we can come back. We can come back. I think we got. Now we're already on the topic. We gotta.
Yeah, you gotta follow like the natural segues.
Yeah,
we
then
can't
this is
always
a
go
Disney
down
Lakeshore
the
Lodge is going to be
Oh.
is starting its third floor construction. There's more beach blocked off by the construction over at Fort Wilderness. This thing is rising quickly.
So he hates me.
Run Disney is also was also 2 weeks ago, and the parks weren't too busy when I went to the parks, which is kind of weird because I did see people with their medals and stuff, but they weren't like it wasn't crazy crowded, which usually it is. And Run Disney 2026 is themed to literature. There's going to be a sci-fi 5K, a mystery-filled 10K, an enchanting half marathon, and a journey-themed marathon. Universal also confirmed Flying Dragons at Epic Universe, and previews for Epic Universe have started for team members, and they also have been extended. We also do know someone who's going to be working over at Epic Universe, and they are going to be starting their training very, very soon.
Yeah.
Now, go off. Go.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
been waiting.
I've been waiting for all week for this. Much love to our beautiful friend that will be working for Epic. I just need to say this with all due respect. What the freak? How on earth do you have 11 attractions and only 3 of them can function in the rain?
You have 2 shows as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Like how do you do that? Like what I'm sorry, like Animal Kingdom, we were talking about this. Animal Kingdom makes complete sense. Like it's outside, there are animals, duh. Like only of course like 2 rides are going to be functional in the rain. But this is not that. This is like Mario. Like how do you not
I mean,
I just think it's so silly.
Mario Kart operates, Monsters Unchained operates, Ministry of Magic operates. I would think Fire Drill would operate because it is a water ride. I just don't think in the Thunder and Lightning they would run it. But then again, it's Florida. Downpours mean Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah, but I'm just like, your entire job is to figure out how to make attractions that can be running for as long as possible during the day to keep guests engaged. So why on earth are we building a new section of a park that only like not even half of the attractions are functional in bad weather?
You have a point.
Yeah, I
agree.
do get it. I do get it. It's just
like
I
pouring
feel
all
like,
that money in, like what the freak,
I
guys?
Yeah.
feel like when they do eventually do expand Epic,
Do-do.
whatever IP it's going to be, because it is going to be an IP and we have to be okay with that.
Don't get me started on IPs.
What's an IP? Are we talking improv?
Intellectual
Yeah,
property.
Oh,
But like, I think that they're gonna try to do indoor attractions or build an indoor land.
yeah.
Indoor land would be interesting.
Because
Yeah.
they do have that at Universal Studios Beijing. They have a whole indoor Kung Fu Panda land.
That's cool.
And it's
And,
like, they have like
awesome.
a Pirates of the Caribbean style boat ride, and then like little flat rides, and then like a little like village section. But it's
Yeah.
all indoors, which in Beijing it can snow, it can rain, it does all the things.
Right.
So
I
you do
think-
need that indoor
I
land.
guess technically, like, the land pavilion is like an indoor
That is true.
Yeah.
area.
I think
Every single Epcot.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. That's maybe why they're called pavilions.
yeah. It's okay. It's okay. My take. This is just from my one experience at Universal. I feel like just from my experience there versus Disney, Disney's Imagineers are much better at the story building and world building aspect to attractions. And so they are able to not have to just rely on the thrill of a roller coaster to attract people to a ride, which thrill roller coasters are great. I live, laugh, love them. But I think Disney is able to be more flexible with the fact that so many of their attractions are indoors is because it doesn't have to be a thrill appeal for you to want to ride it.
I am going to also say a lot of the people who did work on Epic Universe used to be Imagineers who
Well,
left
that's crazy. Why'd you leave?
because they were moving to Lake Nona. They didn't want to move to Lake Nona, so they left, or they got laid off during COVID.
Oh, no, that sucks. I'm sorry about that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, just a lot of people who worked on Epic also worked as an Imagineer, and right now the people who are working as Imagineers are still trying to pick up the pieces because a lot of
Real.
things are happening, which is why we're getting a lot of clones, which is why capital expenditure was not being put forth towards the parks. And we're starting to get that now, and we're starting to get back to where the parks projects used to be in like 2017 to 2019, where you're constantly getting stuff. But It's a struggle now, and that's okay. Like you're always gonna hit a creative roadblock, and you just have to
It's
keep
true.
going. Um,
Maybe it'll be different than what I've experienced then. I don't know. My
Epic's going to be
It's
epic.
Epic's gonna be
I believe
awesome.
it. I believe it. My brain always goes to the Marvel part of Universal, and I just think it's so bad. Like,
I
I'm sorry.
I think you have to be aware of it's
It's from the
the
'90s.
I know
yeah,
it's a
and
nostalgia
it's going
element.
for
I
like
get that.
comic book Marvel, not like
Yes,
MCU, like
I know.
thematic. If you're gonna
Yes.
compare it to like Avengers Campus, it's completely different. I agree. But I think that the Universal Marvel land has its own charm because it's supposed to be like theme book, comic booky. And
And
I
I
think
get
it has
that.
its
I
own
see it.
charm.
I see it.
Also, the Hulk ride is awesome. The Spider-Man ride is pretty fun, even though it's just like a
Excuse me, it's
3D.
I
fantastic.
do like the Hulk coaster. I
Hulk is
remember that
awesome.
vividly. That's a good roller coaster.
Yeah, I
So
mean, Epic's going to rattle a lot of
so
parks. A lot
excited.
of people are saying how it's going to affect Disney. My question is how it's going to affect SeaWorld. Because SeaWorld is right down the street from it. Like, you get on top of a lot of like, you get on top of Manta, you get on top of Mako, you get on top of the Observatory Tower, you get on top of any large roller coaster there, you will see Epic Universe. And when you're over on Stardust Racers, you will see SeaWorld. It's not like you can hide it. So I'm wondering to see how that really pans out. I feel like SeaWorld's going to suffer, Animal Kingdom's going to suffer, and Epcot's going to suffer. Those are the three parks that are going to suffer from it.
Yeah, I could definitely see Disney having like a little bit of a downtick in attendance, but I don't think it's gonna be catastrophic
Yeah,
because
the
Not
parks
for
are not going to close. A
Disney.
lot of people are like, oh my gosh, the parks are closed. They're not going to close,
no.
guys.
And as mean as I am about Universal, sorry, I just I have to have a space to rant, and I just slash all of my anger onto Universal for some reason. Um, they're different parks. Like
Yeah.
the I think a lot of our age group loves Universal, especially because it's less
It's
kiddie.
more mature.
It's more mature. I'm a 2-year-old, so that's why I like Disney World. But I see the appeal of both, and they're just both different.
Yeah.
Like something like Mario Kart, I don't think would fit well in Disney World at all.
No.
Like even if
But it's gonna be
Mario
so
was
cool.
owned by Disney,
Yeah.
hypothetically, like I just don't think its theming would fit with the content of the Disney parks. But it makes complete sense in Universal, so I'll be more open minded. I will continue to say mean things, but I will be more open minded.
Yeah, I agree though. Like when people are like Disney or Universal, I don't think you can compare them.
That is
I
not
think
what you
Disney
said when
has
we
my
had that
heart
argument. That's
because
fine, but okay.
what?
That is not what you said when we had that debate in the group chat.
I mean, for me, I can compare the two. One, or Disney is better at a lot of things, and Universal is better
Yeah.
at some things.
I agree. But like personally, I can't choose a favorite because they're both really
They're different.
awesome.
They're different.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I go to, the reason why I like Epcot so much is because it is not just a theme park. For me. Like, I can go there, I can study, I can do work, I can just go and have food, I can go have a dinner. But the thing is, when you're going for one day, it is a theme park. And not a lot of people are looking for a food festival as a theme park for your vacation. Next thing on the news, before we go crazy, Universal also has introduced new second generation interactive wands at the Wizarding World. It includes new wand effects, spells, haptic effects, lights, all the things.
That's
They are
pretty fire.
They
now
look
out.
so cool. I was watching a video. Oh my god, they look so cool.
Yeah.
And
go.
they gave the spell locations for Epic Universe, and they
so
have like little like
excited.
wand maps in it.
I'm so excited.
I can definitely get behind that. I do love me some Harry Potter. So
It's so cool.
like I would buy a Universal ticket just to do the Harry Potter stuff, just because
Yeah.
I do adore Diagon Alley and all of that. So
And seeing it in person for the first time too is really cool.
I feel like people are not ready for visiting Paris. Like Disney in World Showcase, their facades are give or take 50 to 70 feet tall, whatever. These buildings in Wizarding Paris are over 100 feet tall.
dang nabbit.
that's crazy.
They are to scale Parisian structures. Like, it is truly insane what they're doing in that park, in that part of the park. And the ride's going to be incredible. From what people have been saying, it's been struggling a little bit, but I think Epic's going to have 2 Rise the Resistance style attractions
Whoa.
in one park, which is going to be insane. Both of which can operate in the rain.
Hey, that's great. I'm just saying I don't get it. That is all. You're going to funnel a bunch of money into park development and then not make all of them sustainable for all times of weather. That doesn't make any sense. It's Florida. That's all I'm saying.
It's true.
That's all. That's my point.
It literally was raining like what, yesterday?
Yeah.
I woke up and it was pouring and I was like, oh.
And then
great.
it was fine like 30 minutes later.
It's
like,
true.
what are you going to just start and stop the rides over and over again? Like, girl, what? Any hoozles.
Disney also filed a permit to do exterior work to Rock and Roller Coaster for the Muppets retheme. This was for the guitar. I really hope that they like make that guitar look like the Muppets painted all over.
They better.
That would be cool.
Like,
I do want a moment of silence for the Aerosmith theme. I loved that ride.
how cool would it be if, like, in that, like, car that they're in, like, that's hanging upside down, it's just all the Muppets as, like,
That
a marquee.
would be pretty
And,
cool.
like, the marquee's upside down.
I will say,
Like,
they have an
it has to be-
opportunity to do a really good job with this retheme.
'Cause a
And
lot
to
of the
really,
peop-
like, bring the Muppets back to life. Because I love the Muppet movie. Not like what's the one that they made with the Muppeter of Man song? That's the one that I like.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't. I'm sorry.
What?
I wasn't
The
really
Muppets
into
movie?
the Muppets.
I liked
It's the-
Kermit when I
it's-
was a kid, but like
I don't remember what year it is. I'm blanking. It's like the one where the main Muppet character was like adopted by like a human family and like,
What?
I'm not crazy. Okay, wait. Can I have like 2 seconds to?
I hope that voice memo's still going.
It's,
Hi there, everyone. This is Andrew editing the podcast, and she stopped the voice memo. So as we're waiting in silence, everyone go judge Kayli in the comments. Just say, why'd you stop the voice memo? Anyways, back to the podcast. Flower and Garden has started at Epcot, and our rumors have been proven true. Yacht Grub and Beach Grub are surf and turf menus, where Beach Grub is land-based, Yacht Grub is seafood-based. They're in the same area, and the playground is themed. They themed a playground to the pool at Yacht Club and Beach Club, and they have booths themed to Yacht Club and Beach Club in one area.
Yacht Club and
Interesting.
Beach Club and Yacht Grub and Beach Grub is a freaking tongue twister. Like, why did they decide to do that? I'm sorry.
I did
Because
think
it's
you were
funny.
having
No,
a
it
stroke
is-
when you said that.
It is funny, but it's such a tongue twister. I saw a bunch of videos for the food on Instagram, and low-key I don't remember any of it, but it did look really good. I was trying to like clock things I wanted to try, and I already
They
forgot,
have
but-
a liquid nitrogen dipped cheesecake near
Oh.
Canada.
Do you guys?
I will be trying
the
that.
Flower and Garden. Okay, I have distinct memories of this. The Flower and Garden Festival. Do you remember when I don't know if they still have it, like the bee themed
Yeah,
thing,
the
and they
scavenger
had.
hunt.
No, it's not even a scavenger. They had like a
Honey
food
Bistro.
booth. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Honey Bistro.
And they had that like cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
got
it.
that once. Yeah, and it had like sparkly honey.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Yeah, it's still
awesome. I
there.
remember having
That
it.
sounds really good. I love
I'll have
cheesecake.
to, if I go over the summer.
Liz and I are going this weekend.
Yeah.
That
Are we
one
going-
is no
I
longer.
Are we going to Epcot?
homework. No,
Probably.
I think I think they wanted to go to Magic Kingdom.
We're
They-
starting in Animal Kingdom. This was the other issue when we were talking about people buying like day park hopper passes. We have a big group that has annual passes, and so we're all like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna bounce around a bunch of different parks," and then we forget that there's a couple people that don't, and so their
Yeah.
options are choose to hang out with us at one park or spend like $150 more. So that low key really sucks. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to Epcot Saturday. We
don't
are
know.
going to Animal Kingdom, and we are going to Magic Kingdom, and we will be doing stories. And it's gonna be awesome and amazing.
Epcot is also preparing. The festival already started, guys. What am I saying?
Oh, it's okay, but they have really cool topiaries.
Yeah. And with the festival already starting, we also have the topiaries popping up. Phineas and Ferb are back. Yes. The Colors of the Wind light show is also back at Epcot. The lights somehow still work in the center of the park. So,
Cool.
yeah.
And there's a mystery pin trading set. Woo! I'm so
In
excited.
pin news.
In pin news, I will be buying a pack. We're trying to find the orange bird one for my mom, so stay tuned.
I think I have an orange bird pin. If you want to trade, I'm not particularly
Oh,
attached
no,
to it.
what
I
is that?
think I'd have to. I think I have one. I'd have to look. I don't remember. I might.
Okay. My mommy loves orange bird, so I love orange bird for my mom.
I'm not particularly attached to it, so
Okay. I need to rebuild my pin trading arsenal. I currently have 2 pins because I met a really nice lady in Epcot that literally would take anything I had for the munchlings I was missing. Shout out to you. You were fabulous.
You don't even remember her name.
I forgot.
I follow her on Instagram. She follows me now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can pull up her contact.
I can't. I'm
It's not
sorry.
that
I'm
deep.
just a girl.
But that's it for news, but that's not it for the episode.
Oh,
we're gonna be
heavens
doing
no.
we're gonna be doing a segment called We Listen and We Don't,
Don't
Judge.
judge.
Oh no.
So we're gonna be giving our hot Disney takes.
I feel like I've already done that, but it's been Universal. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one's Disney edition.
This is Disney. I do have some hot Disney takes.
Oh.
I'll let you
Oh no.
take us away.
Oh, I'm going first? Cool beans. Okay.
We're just gonna go
I
this
want
way.
you guys to know that they didn't share this part of the script with me.
Yeah, we purposely took it out.
So whatever you see here
First
or
time.
don't see, whatever you
Live
hear
reaction.
for my audio listeners out there, it's live. I have no clue what she's about to say.
I know you're going to hate at least one of these. Okay. So, first one. Truly, I do not understand waiting in line at festivals for foods and drinks. Like, my guy. What? Like, unless you are an annual pass holder that lives in Orlando, spending an entire day waiting in lines for foods and for drinks, or even if you pay money to go to Jollywood and you spend the entire time getting food, my guy. Like, I can't do it. Like, I love to eat, don't get me wrong, but like, you know,
I wouldn't
fair.
wait in a line more than 10 minutes for a food.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I would never do that. And the lines are like,
I know Italy is always longest, and it's always the worst booth. Like,
yeah. And like when we were there not too long ago, when we went with Ainsley, who we have mentioned, girl really wanted to try this drink, which good for her, but that line was like 45 minutes long, and so I was having to entertain myself 45 minutes, which is fine. But
we went to Moana Journey of Water. We bought pins, and then we went to Epcot, and then she just got the drink at that point.
That's so true. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. Like, I just can't do it. I think it's also just because I like Starbucks, and Starbucks makes me happy, and that's all I need. So.
What do you think? How long would you wait for, like, a food item? I think mobile orders help that.
I feel like my max is like 15 minutes. If that. Like, I like food too. I like getting to try stuff, but like, you can be using your time a lot more wisely. Like, you could get on at least a ride. It doesn't have to be a good ride or like a ride that you like, but you could get on a ride by the time that you finish getting in one of those lines.
Exactly.
And like, also, if it really matters, like, just circle back when it's not as long. Like, it's fine. I agree with you there.
Thank you.
What's your next hot take?
Okay, Kaylee's not going to like this one. I wrote this in all caps. I do not understand the Figment ride. I know. I'm so sorry.
I brought her on Journey to Imagination for like one of the first times.
I
Yeah.
love the Figment
So
ride.
I thought I'd never ridden it before, and I told my mom about it, and she was like, "Oh no, sweetie, you rode it when you were 6 and you hated it." And I was like, "Oh," and I think it's like silly, but I don't understand the story.
So I interrupted you.
No, it's okay. I know you love
Don't
Figment,
get
and
me
I
started
respect
on
it.
Figment. I wish that they would bring back the original Figment, because that one was so much like more centered on imagination and like creativity. From the like, I think I watched most of a video that was like AI enhanced from the original one, and it like goes through like literature and all of this stuff and actually explores like creative spaces. The one nowadays does kind of suck, but I like Figment because he's so full of joy and whimsy.
Yes, and I love
he's
that.
cute.
And I do think he's cute. The ride I felt like I was taking drugs. Like,
Yeah, it's weird.
the ride feels like you're in someone's LSD fever dream.
You
like,
would hate the ET ride at Universal. That one
True.
feels like a fever dream. It's scary.
I was overstimulated the entire time, and also, why are none of the scientists in that lab female?
True.
Why is
Women
it all?
in STEM.
Why is it all old white guys? Can we talk about that?
True.
Any hoozles. Yeah, my last one, we've already touched on this a little bit. Muppet Rock and Roller Coaster is gonna hit. Like, I do love Aerosmith. I love it how it is now, but it's been around for a while. I think a retheme is not a bad idea. And giving the Muppets an attraction that's already really popular, I think would be baller. And an actual ride that's not a show.
If they do it well.
And I think they will. I think there's ways to do it well. The story, I think, because with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, I love that ride. I think it's great. But they were working with a pre-existing shell, and there are parts in the ride where you can tell that. And so, but I still love the ride. But with Muppets, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they do and if they're able to
Rock
really...
roller coasters in a box.
Yeah, like how much of that shell are they going to be able to transform? Like, what's that going to look like? But I'm excited nonetheless. I'm excited for it to be more colorful and exciting and fever dream in a good way.
Journey into Your Imagination Part 2.
Figment makes a guest appearance.
No, it has. They have an opportunity to make something that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, and I'm excited.
All right, so on to mine.
Oh.
First one, I am completely fine with them replacing Muppet Vision and the Rivers of America. Take it out, replace it, build the Cars attraction, build Villains Land, do what you need to do.
Where's Rivers of America? Am I crazy?
It's
what am I forgetting?
It's the steamboat between with Tom Sawyer Island, with where Haunted Mansion is. Like all of that.
I did not know that's what that was called. I always just called that Tom Sawyer Island. Okay.
Yeah, but like the rivers.
But like,
rivers
and what's going there?
Cars.
That's where they're putting cars? Oh, baller. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
I know a lot of people in there looking at me like, what is wrong with him? Oh my goodness.
Parks gotta evolve, people.
Parks do have to evolve, and a lot of people are bringing up the quote of Walt Disney saying, in Florida we have the blessing of size. Yes, correct, but you can only have people walk so much, and you can only have people walk so far before they start realizing that this park is outgrowing its shell. You purposely built a railroad around the park, and you have built different infrastructures and facilities around that park that you can't get close to. You can't get close to fireworks. You also have the dry dock over on the side of Tiana and Big Thunder. There are a lot of different things where you do have a lot of size in Orlando, but you can't have people walk that far. Think about the end of Tron, that very long hallway. I remember a lot of people complaining about that. What's going to happen when you're walking down a narrow strip behind Big Thunder Mountain and behind Tiana, and you're going over the dry dock in this tiny little tunnel, and then you finally get to Cars? Is it really going to be that worth it? That's a big thing with me. Is I'm fine with them getting rid of Rivers of America. People are like, they're getting rid of water, they're getting rid of kinetics and stuff. I feel like people aren't understanding what they're doing.
They're not reckless.
They're basically creating the American wilderness, and I think they are good. They're most likely going to have waterfalls. They're going to have different moving kinetic elements. They're going to have cars going around that area. Yes, it is going to be weird seeing cars go around and you're getting out of the Hall of Presidents and you're going through Liberty Square and stuff. Yes, that will be weird, but
I feel like they're going to mask it in a really
I think they're going to mask it well. And I was in the park and looking across, and when they do demolish Tom Sawyer Island, Big Thunder Mountain is framed when you look from the partner statue down. It's directly in the center of that walkway. So when you look across, you're going to see Big Thunder Mountain. Cool. So it's like similar how you see Space Mountain and stuff. So
nice.
Second Disney hot take. The Disney Treasure should not be called the Disney Treasure. I do not like the name. I don't like the cruise name. It shouldn't be called the Treasure. It should be called the Adventure. The Disney Adventure sounds so much better. Now you might be saying, Andrew, the Disney Adventure already exists. It is this large cruise ship that they're building down in Singapore. You are correct. That should be called the Disney Star. I don't like the name Disney Treasure for a cruise ship. I don't like the Disney Destiny. I don't feel like that gives cruise ship name.
No.
For context, the other ships are Magic, Wonder, Dream, Fantasy, Wish.
Magic, Wonder, Dream. Okay, I've never been on a Disney cruise. I've never been on a cruise.
But
period.
like you say Disney Wish, you say Disney Dream, you say Disney Fantasy. Like those give
Makes
cruise
sense.
ship name. Like I don't know like how to say it.
No, yeah, Treasure doesn't really like if you're thinking about the theming of those that you just mentioned. Like Treasure doesn't really fit.
I mean, Treasure is themed to like adventure. Like they have a Jungle Cruise themed bar. They have a Haunted Mansion bar.
Oh, that's the one that the
Ooh, I wanna go to that
it's an
so
incredible
bad.
ship. Like it's like I think it's my favorite. I haven't been on it. I don't have the money to go on it, but I think it's my favorite Disney cruise ship that there is now because it's so parks based. Like it is a Disney adult's dream to be able to go on there and do all that. But I guess I don't like
Disney
treasure.
Adventure does have a better ring to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
I don't know what you would call the Disney Destiny though. The Disney Destiny is going to be themed to heroes and villains and like comic books and stuff.
Oh, that's
That's
cool. I don't know if
Like-
I would call it Destiny though, but I feel
No.
You
You
know
can
what
come
would be
up
a
with
cool
what?
People are saying imagine as well. I don't know. I don't
No.
know. I feel like that's more of like a you should imagine.
I think Wayfinder would be a very cool name for a cruise ship. That's
They're
me.
having a Wayfinder neighborhood on the Adventure.
Ooh, maybe
It's gonna
just
be
name
like-
the whole cruise ship Wayfinder.
True.
Yeah, I mean for Disney Destiny, why can't you come up with a word that's more based in like
I don't like the alliteration.
creation or like
Yeah.
like if
You
it's
don't
gonna
like
be
the Disney
comic
journey?
books based.
That makes. I
That
think.
does
I
make
think
sense.
it's because it's not an E ending like
Yeah.
Destiny, Disney. Like I don't know. Like that.
So you hate Disney Wish? Is that one of them?
Yeah, the Disney.
Okay.
Wish.
No, I like that. Like it's
I
just
couldn't remember.
succinct.
I came up. I knew that the Disney Wish was going to be called the Disney Wish when they first announced. I'm like, it's going to be called the Disney Wish, and then they just heard. How old was I? I don't know, like 11.
So
11
basically, you
years
owe Andrew money.
you owe me money. No, I'm kidding.
Dang.
And then final Disney opinion is people are way too judgmental and freak out way too much with the parks. And I think the reason why Disney has yet to retheme Imagination is because the people who care about Imagination will not care about the new attraction.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the Figment Meet and Greet? People don't go to it. People went crazy for it, but people don't go to it. They say Disney profits off of Figment. They make so much merch off of Figment because you will buy the shirt. You will buy the popcorn bucket. You will buy the pin. You will buy everything, but at the end of the day, you're still going to be you're going to rather get in line for Cosmic Rewind or Soarin' or Ratatouille or go to Magic Kingdom or go to Hollywood Studios than ride Journey into Your Imagination or whatever it gets replaced by. And these people will complain about it. And they will ridicule for it.
Yeah.
I don't think Disney wants to, I don't want to say waste their money, but spend their money on replacing attraction that people won't ride.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you can do to that area apart from giving it something new that people who don't really associate with Figment.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Like,
Yeah.
and I know people are going to be so mad if they ever get rid of Figment. But it's like, you guys don't
What are you
ride
gonna
it
do?
anyway.
Yeah. That's such like a nuanced area because like people get really mad when the park starts to evolve and the park starts to change. But then also at the same time, like there are areas of the park that people hold on to so deeply that really do need a little bit of a touch up. Like, I mean, it goes back to when the Splash Mountain conversation was starting about getting rid of that. And I remember reading all these things. I did a couple projects on it for school, like, you know, the IB theory of knowledge, you know, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't say that.
Academic weapon.
Yeah, so that, you know, I brought Disney into that class whenever I could. But like I was reading so many like opinion-based blogs where people were like, this doesn't fit in this area and this doesn't make any sense and why on earth would you do that? But it's like, okay, something has to be done with this area for XYZ reason. We all know what the reason was for Splash Mountain. Like, but specific reasons, and yet everyone's gonna voice an opinion on it. Like it's a weird line.
And then they bring their opinions into how the attraction is, then blame the Imagineers for it. There's a lot of negativity in the Disney neighborhood, and here at Parkscapes, we don't want to be that area of negativity. We love the parks. We will share our opinions about the parks. If I don't like something, I will tell you that.
Yes.
And when Disney first announced the retheme to Splash Mountain, I was very much in the mindset of this does not fit at Disney.
I agree.
It fits at Walt Disney World. It does fit at Disneyland because New Orleans Square is right next door. You just expand the border and then you shrink the border for the other part of the land. But for here, it's Wild West, Bayou, Wild West. It doesn't make sense. But then again, Splash Mountain was set in Georgia.
Yeah.
So it once again was Wild West, Georgia, Wild West.
Yeah.
It just fit in better because it was Georgia Clay, where it was everything is getting stained orange. You guys know Georgia Clay, I hate it. But I feel like people are scared to see the parks change because it's a part of their childhood.
Yeah.
It's hard to let go of your childhood, and for a place that is so pivotal to a lot of people's childhood, it's hard to see that change. But I feel like we need to adopt that change and just kind of Move on from it.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's true.
your hot takes, go. You have three.
Three. That's
Three!
a lot. Okay. I'll start with the doozy first. I'm not the biggest fan of IPs in the parks. I think that in Magic Kingdom it makes sense because that land is very fantasy based. I feel like in Epcot, if there's any park that should not have should not have IPs, or should that wait.
Should
I'm
not
having a
have
stroke
IPs.
right now.
Yeah.
That should not have or it should have like minimal IPs is Epcot, because I think that Epcot in it, like when it was founded, was aimed at like celebrating like human culture and where what we've done and how we've evolved. And like you can see that in like Spaceship Earth, right? That looks at communication throughout the ages and what we've done to improve. And I think that there's ways that you can change the parks and update it. We've been talking about like Journey into Imagination needing like some
Hardcore
breath.
TLC.
Yeah, some more life breathed into it. But I don't think that the solution is putting in more IPs. Like the Frozen ride is pretty cool. I will say
I don't think it should be in Epcot.
I don't think it should be in Epcot. I think that they should have, like the Maelstrom. I never got to ride the Maelstrom, but especially in the World Showcase where you're celebrating other people's cultures and you're gonna throw an Americanized like IP into that. Why wouldn't you come up with, all of these cultures have like folk tales and myths that you could draw from and make something that's really cool, but you're gonna throw Frozen into that.
Yeah, I hear that.
I mean, the reason why Frozen was put into Epcot is because the film was so popular. Disney's never experienced something like that.
That's
when
true.
Frozen did come out, and they didn't know what to do, and they weren't just going to throw it in at Magic Kingdom, where it should have gone, quite frankly, because Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was opening, or had recently just opened. So they already had that attendance boost, and they were just looking at the next park that they had to go off of, and they had Hollywood Studios was getting Galaxy's Edge, Toy Story Land, Animal Kingdom was getting Pandora. You look over at Epcot, has nothing. Let's put in Frozen Ever After before we start pumping in for that.
And
overhaul.
it makes sense because at the time, Epcot was really aimed as like the adults park, right? So they wanted to put in something that was going to bring like people with kids,
like bring
in.
families back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think it was the best thematic choice. And
No, I
like
get
kind
that.
of the same thing with France and Ratatouille. The Ratatouille ride is awesome.
It's so cute.
I think
I
they
love
did
it.
a lot better job of
They
putting
did.
Ratatouille, because the thing is, it's a Pixar film, and Pixar takes such good care of
This is
doing
true.
research and development for its
You're right.
attractions, where like you feel like you're inserted into that world, and I don't feel as bad putting Ratatouille in Epcot because like it fits.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I could see the scenery at I could see the scenery that I would see in the park on the Ratatouille ride.
That's true.
I think I agree with everything that you guys have said. It does sometimes Epcot does feel a little odd with those places where it's just like Frozen, out of nowhere. Like you've just emerged from the countries that do not have like really any Disney property, it feels, in it, and then it's like there's Anna and Elsa like right there. I do love me some Frozen, but I think if I had small kids, something that I would use that as a teaching opportunity for my kids to be like, these princesses are from this culture, and like this, trying to bring, and I think it normalizes it for younger people, because when I was little, I didn't really like Epcot, because Disney for me was about connecting with characters and connecting with the worlds that I loved, and so when I wasn't seeing that at Epcot, it was like, okay, why am I here? Like mom and dad loved it because mom and dad were intellectual. 7-year-old Elizabeth did not like it, and so I do think it's a little odd at times, but I think if we frame it in the right way, it can be a great teaching opportunity for younger kids that don't really understand the cultural development part of it. But I do feel like if the American parks get Arendelle and some of these like new lands that they're putting in some of the overseas parks, what are we going to do with Frozen Ever After? Which, Disney, please give me Arendelle. I will
The
drop out of
same-
school and go to Disney every day if you please give me
Oh.
Arendelle.
Oh,
Guys,
that's
I
not-
need Arendelle. I need it.
Okay, but the thing is, I feel like the same question can be brought up with Space Ranger Spin in Toy Story Land. You have a Toy Story attraction in two lands. When Monsters Inc. Land opens, you're gonna have Laugh Floor there
Yeah.
in Magic Kingdom.
And it's a little bit of discontinuity, like, but then that's also like kind of what we were talking about with like them having to work with the shells that they have. Like, there's no logical, feasible way to expand one park and then yoink an attraction and put it somewhere else. Like,
Yeah.
there's
I
gonna
don't
be.
remember if they've ever like taken an attraction, put it into a different park.
I don't.
And why would
yeah.
you? That's so difficult for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, my brain would love the continuity of all of it, like everything being centralized in one location. Like, yes, Frozen makes way more sense in Magic Kingdom. Like, why the freak is she in Epcot? But then at the same time, it's like, how are they going to expand Fantasyland? Like, where are they going to go?
Yeah, they've already
Yeah.
done that once.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
where are they going to go?
They've
you
done
know?
that once, and right now it's half baked. Like,
Yeah.
I really want the Beauty and the Beast attraction that's in Tokyo. I know it's not going to happen because Tokyo does not give their attractions away.
I need to go to
but-
Tokyo Disney so bad.
So true.
Yeah, Tokyo Disneyland, you guys have it so well. But yeah, what's your next hot take?
That was a good one. That was a good hot take.
Thanks. Okay. I think the Magic Kingdom Tomorrowland, it is it's just kind of lackluster. I love Tomorrowland. That's probably my favorite Magic Kingdom land, but I will say going to Disneyland Paris ruined it because
Yeah.
Thank
For
you,
my
Tony
people-
Baxter. You did great.
because Disneyland Paris's Tomorrowland is like Jules Verne themed, so it's like steampunk. It's got like
It's pretty baller.
yeah, it's like bronze and gold and like teal, and it looks fantastic, and it stands the test of time because
You don't have to change it. The future never approaches
Yeah.
Jules Verne land because Jules Verne's
It doesn't-
future will never happen.
Exactly. But like you look at Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland and it doesn't feel, what is the thing that people say? It's like yesterday's Tomorrowland because
Yes.
it's no longer, it's outdated.
It's
and it
retrofuturism.
needs, yeah, and it's great and it's nostalgic, but like,
I think that's why I love it, is the nostalgia.
Yeah.
oh
Purely.
yeah, it's my favorite
they
land.
Rethemed it when Tron was happening. I don't say rethemed it, but like really kind of leaned back into that. Let's bring it back to the 70s, what it used to look like, and bring
Yeah.
that like breathe that part of Disney back into like the vintage and bring the people that used to like the vintage back. Because what happened is, you might notice this if you guys ever go to Disneyland, or if you look up or Magic Kingdom, when they were redoing Tomorrowland, because of how successful the Jules Verne theme was in Disneyland Paris, they were carbon copying that into the other Tomorrowlands. So that steampunk, weird neon aesthetic that you would see in old Tomorrowland in like the early 2000s was the Frankenstein version of what they were trying to make it as a steampunk land. It really kind of happened worse in Disneyland. Like Disneyland Space Mountain got painted bronze. And like
Yeah, that's
reds
weird.
and like,
Don't like that. No, thank you.
and like they completely changed it to try to like really capitalize on that steampunk. So Magic Kingdom really lucked out not getting all of that, because they were constantly like trying to shovel their way out of how much bronze and white they need to buy to cover up all the bronze. But yeah, what's your final hot take?
I don't know.
You had two
Think
good
about
ones.
Yeah.
Wow, I love it when people give me praise. It makes me feel good about myself.
Actually, I hated both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't know. This one's gonna be stupid. This was the first one I thought of, though.
Stupid's great.
I love Cosmic Rewind so much.
Oh no.
But Universe of Energy, I freaking loved Universe of Energy.
That's true. I agree with that.
And I just
I agree
feel
with
like
that.
they should have kept it. I feel like it aligned a lot more with the ideal of Epcot. Yeah, it was outdated and it was boring and not many people liked it.
I was
But
about
like
to say, but no one wrote it.
I
I
loved
know
it.
that nobody wrote it, but I loved Universe of Energy. And they could have taken it and updated it and still kept some message about educating people of like energy use and stuff like that.
What if I told you if you went into the standby queue of Cosmic Rewind, which today had a very large number 2 incident? If you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Guys, there's 2 bathrooms near. Just please use the bathrooms.
Or, if you know you're going to get in a queue, go potty.
Yes. Guys.
Sometimes accidents
If you don't
happen.
know if you don't know what we're talking about, please look it up. I'm not going to describe it because it's the most rancid thing I've ever seen. I do not want to go in the Cosmic Rewind's queue. But I will to ride that ride because I didn't get to ride it.
I have piggyback on what you just said. Okay? I loved Universe of Energy. Hear me out. We take Dinosaur. Okay? We change Dinosaur's intro to match more of the Universe of Energy
Oh
vibe.
my god. Ellen's back, guys. She's back after being canceled.
Ellen, no.
We maybe make Dinosaur a little less scary.
Dinosaur is kind of scary.
Dinosaur got new lighting. It's not as scary now.
Really?
You can actually see where you're going.
That's depressing.
Oh,
And-
What do you mean? It's depressing.
No,
but the point of it
dark
is to
ride's
be
part is fun.
scary.
But when I was little, I mixed up Dinosaur and Universe of Energy
Yeah,
all the
because they
time.
both have dinosaurs.
Exactly.
are you
So what
supposed
if
to
we
do?
combined both of them so then Dinosaur didn't have to die and you could bring Universe of Energy back?
True. What they
Andrew's looking at me like I'm
Disney,
insane.
what you need to invent is a
Guys,
copy
this is
and
Animal
paste.
Kingdom.
A what?
What Disney needs to invent is like a control. Wait, that's not right. That's the wrong
Like
one.
a time travel machine.
Like
where you go
control C, control V, control X in real life.
Yes.
back. Okay, but guess what? That's what they've been doing. Tron, Remy. Like.
That's true. What
Yeah,
you
but
need
I
to
want to be
do.
able to cut
Soren,
one for
Soren,
one
Soren.
park and put it in the other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you
I
should
mean-
just hire me.
I mean, they already put a dome over the park, so surely they can just do that in real life, right?
Guys, it is late.
It is
12:35. Oh my
a.m..
gosh, I have a 9:35.
So do I.
Anyways, let's move on to listener questions.
We low-key answered 2 of these already, but that's okay. We'll readdress.
It's true.
From
we have-
Jaden, how do you all feel about the removal of Rivers of America? I'm okay with it. What do you say?
I'm okay with it. It's not being used
What do
really
you
at
think?
all.
My gut reaction is to be like, but I think
Go!
I think you're right. I think it'll be okay. They're gonna add stuff. I think the Cars Land will be cool, and they'll have water in there, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
What is your favorite country in Epcot and why? I would say, go.
I don't know. Go.
Go.
I gotta think.
Can we just move on to the next question?
I'm gonna say Japan.
My gut reaction is Norway. Sorry.
Love Frozen.
Maybe China too. China's
I
like.
was gonna say China's pretty cool.
The Shanghai exhibit's really good, and the quick service is good. We did go there. It was really
Quick
good.
service, Lotus Blossom Cafe.
I do have to say maybe
You need to
Japan,
get the kids' meal.
Though.
Get the kids' meal.
What?
Japan might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh wait, actually maybe Japan.
You
The
already said it. Next
the
question.
quick service noodle place at Japan is so good.
True.
Anyways, from Chloe, what are your thoughts about Muppet Vision 3D closing? I'm okay with it as long as they put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I agree. Put it on Disney Plus so we can watch it forever and ever. And as long as Rock and Roller Coaster is made slay, go for it. But I'm really excited about
Like,
Monsters
how
Inc.
cool would it be if they had like a merch thing where you had 3D glasses, you bought the 3D glasses or a vintage box.
That would make
and then,
people
you could
throw
watch
up,
it.
Andrew.
No.
I thought you meant if we made
For
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh.
I was like, people are going to throw up.
Okay, but what if they sold a little merch thing where it's you get a Muppet Vision 3D, sure, you get a piece of history, and
That
then you
would be
get
cool.
the glasses, and then when you watch it on Disney Plus, it is in 3D, so you can actually watch it happen.
That would be cool.
I think Disney, what you should take from this is you should hire us, the 3 of us, for consulting purposes. That's a baller idea. I would do that. I didn't even like Muppet 3D that much. I'm gonna be so real with you.
Loved Muppet.
It's because again.
But then again, no one goes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
My
what people say is
family-
people love it, but they will not go on it. They'll
I go
override
on
its
it.
existence.
I've literally done it maybe once. We might have done it when I was younger, but my family was not really we would go see Filler Magic and Filler Magic. So
You say filler magic? I
Philhar
would said
magic.
Philhar.
Philhar. I think little Elizabeth would just say Filler Magic.
I think it's late.
It's also late and I'm tired.
Anyways.
What do you mean it's tomorrow?
Oh God, guys, I do say
It's
that.
a great,
You just did
big,
it.
beautiful tomorrow.
Time for trivia.
Yes. Okay. Question for next week is: what former Hollywood Studios attraction is Easter egg hidden / showcased within Galaxy's Edge.
Let us know wherever
you feel like it.
Wherever you feel, you can put it on the Instagram post. We might post a story. We might do something. You might go to Kayli's Instagram.
You can if you want.
Oh, okay.
It is on private. I think, but
just request
you
to
can
follow her.
try. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be certain attraction.
The reality is, a good chunk of you watching us probably already follow me. So
Yeah.
if you want to hit me up,
Until
you
we
can.
take
That's
off.
fine.
Yeah, we're still.
That's true.
We're still at the airplane.
Okay, but
guys.
this is episode 1. So
Happy episode 1. You've said it was episode 1. She was very mad. This isn't episode 2.
Because we promised her she could be on like the second real episode. So.
And then I said, what if I just came over right now? What are you gonna do? Stop me? So now I'm here in this chair.
And now Andrew doesn't have to drive
And we've
me
been
home.
here for like 2 hours.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching Parkscapes podcast. Have a magical day. Thank you for joining us, Kayli.
Thanks for having me. That was awesome.
Bye.